I'm early by a few minutes. I don't care. I'm gonna mute that. I don't know if the Discord audio is working. Not Discord. Fortnite, but I don't think it's too important about that. We're gonna get some music going here using the NCS playlist. Just so we're not too bored watching me, because I could be very boring to watch. Everyone knows this. But welcome everybody, welcome. This is a new stream thing for me. I'm gonna call it. Don't know if I don't want to call it a series because I don't know if it's something I'm going to continue streaming. And I know it's late. I wanted to just actually do this like an hour ago, but there's some not issues, but reasons why that didn't happen. But I know it's probably not the ideal time for a lot of people who would want to watch this, and that's fine. Hopefully they can come and watch it later, and I'll, if I can remember, try to timestamp everything for everybody, with what I'm covering and how it's going and stuff like that. So this stream is going to cover some tips for working in UEFN or Fortnite Creative, either one. I have a live session opened up so we can, you know, work in there for people who are not using UEFN. You know, various. Okay, you know what? That's rude. There we go. Various things like that. I'm going to cover some quick tips of things that I've seen the past few weeks that really kind of shocked me, people don't know about, or some things that I've learned about recently, and try to help people out. If you have a question about debugging something in your island, I'm probably not going to be able to do that unless it's a quick answer situation. So make sure that you go into the description, click on the link for my Discord, and post your question there. So that way we don't have to sit here for an hour trying to debug your island bug that you're having. So let's just start this out really simple. The first thing I want to do is something that I learned from my boyfriend Twin, who learned it from other sources. Something that actually can help a lot in your islands that you won't realize helps with readability, especially if you're working in team situations. So it's called batch renaming, basically. So let's say you're working in this island, and you have a ton of these like grid plates. Like let's see, let me just find something here I could put down. That's not gonna help. Let's put down a ton of these barrier woods. Just put down a whole bunch of them. Bear with me for a second. This was not scripted. It's not scripted, so I'm having to do this on a whim. Alright, so we've got like 30 of these, right? And let's say you wanted to rename it something that would be easier for like a team to read, or even just yourself. You would have to go in, you'd have to hit the F2 key and name it whatever you want to name, like wood wall, for example, right? But then you would have to click on the next one and do that. And if you want it to be readable, you'd have to add a 2 in it and all this other stuff, right? There's actually a quicker way to do this. Like I said, it's called batch rename, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and just delete that boy right now. If I click on all of them, you go into your edit, and you go into rename selected aggers, it opens the batch renamer. This is, again, shout out to Twin, and whoever showed Twin, you know, did that. So you can just have them all named wood wall and be done with it. If you want it to have numbers, you don't have to add numbers or anything. All you do is hit this boy here called auto increment, and it'll number them as well if you're someone who likes to have the numbers at the end of them. And it's really awesome, really sweet, and you can hit apply, and it renames everything. And I think that's great for those people who like to have folder cleanliness and optimization and whatever. So hopefully that's that helps somebody out there. All right, simple, quick. Wanted to just show the batch rename process. I'm hoping some people will join and ask me some questions because I'm gonna run out of things to cover. Another thing that I've actually seen asked, shout out to Cleverlight, by the way, because he's been the one that gave me the idea to do this kind of stream. During that stream, someone asked how to change the look of a button, but still have players interact with it. Really awesome question that I'm surprised people don't know. So let's go ahead and get our a button out. Got our button. So let's say in the game they don't want players to see that button. They want them to see something else. You could do it the old-fashioned way where you would just hide its visibility and have its radius and everything else, and then put something else in front of it. You actually don't need to do that. It's actually pretty cool. What you can do is you can import whatever mesh you want to be the button. For this sake of this right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into modeling, and let's just create a sphere. I'm going to put it here just for the heck of it. Hit accept. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. I'm in a different world here. Oh wait, no, that is what I want to do. Never mind. It's fine. I don't need this. I can delete that. Okay. I'm just, this is, y'all see me try to record, tutorials so many times I have to cut and come back. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so we got a mesh here. It created a folder called messes, whatever. I can't speak. Don't care. And it put a sphere in here, right? So what we can do is if we click on our button here, and we scroll down somewheres around here, advanced, and we do custom mesh, select our mesh in our folder, and hit this beautiful button here, and bam, the button has turned into a ball. Its pivot point is at the bottom. I can go in modeling mode and move that around if I want, but there's no really need to. But that's how you can turn a button into a mesh, and the outline for the button, like you will normally see this like outline of the button, will be outlining the entire mesh here. So let me just is it showing in Fortnite without me? No, it's not. Let me push changes and I can show you what I mean by that. It's really cool to have this so that we don't have to worry about you can have this really nice like outline and interaction item rather than have a button hidden within the item itself. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. It happens when you feel like you're talking to yourself. But I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday again. I'm sorry this is later than I want it to be. I wish I could, ideally I would love to stream during the day, but it's just feasibly not possible because of Twin working during the day, which I'm not complaining. Love that he's working, love that he's got that going on for him, but I just can't stream while he's working because he's usually in calls and whatnot. I'm gonna get that open so I can keep track of things. Pushing changes is the funnest thing we've ever done in Fortnite. You know what? I probably will end up doing like little shorts instead of just keeping this. I'll keep the stream up, but I'll do shorts based on things I cover in the stream. I think that'd be a cool idea. Actually, I should write this down somewhere. Waiting for the changes to push, and then I can show you guys what I mean by the button static mesh replacement. What are you doing? But again, hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new to the stream and you're wondering what's going on, I am trying to show some people who are curious about Fortnite Creative and kind of maybe might be new into the UEFN space and don't know how to do certain things with devices, or maybe you didn't know about this little thing I'm doing and now you're like, oh, that's really cool and I want to do it now. You can do that. So as you can see, I can now interact with this mesh, and you know, it'd be an interaction. I can customize it here in the creative mode, or when I start the game and I have it operational, it'll outline just like this with the interaction text. I think it's a pretty cool thing to do if you want a really super clean map and you have something you want players to interact with. It highlights the whole thing. Just a small little thing to show that off. All right, cool. So can I open this? Sweet. So something you saw in that I just said, yeah. I gotta get my brain together. Another little tip I want to give for people who's working with like static messes, I cannot speak, man, is collision. Now this item right here, as you saw in our live edit session, it's gone right now. You can walk through it, but we don't want players to walk through it. What we can do is we can actually see the collision. So if I do this is complex collision. All those blue lines, that marks the collision of the item. Let's see if it has a simple. Oh, it does have a simple. So I want that to be my collision. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use complex collision as simple, right? So I can save it. And now when I put this into the world, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to push changes. No, let's see. I have to push changes. As you saw, I just went through it. Let me push changes, and then now I shouldn't be able to walk through it. Pushing changes is a bummer. Again, if you're popping through and you have a question about UEFN or Fortnite Creative, be sure to ask. I'll try to answer what I can answer or get back to you if I don't have an answer. Just try to help the community. I don't know if I am or not, but you know, it's fine. This is awesome. This is how, for anybody who might be scrolling by and not know what's happening, what this is how a lot of your favorite games in Fortnite are created using this engine called Unreal Editor for Fortnite. The only annoying part about this, well, not the only, there's a lot of annoying factors that come with UEFN, but the most annoying has to be pushing changes. Which is why I'm doing all the UEFN stuff first here, so I can go into creative and maybe show some device fun things that people might not be aware of. If that makes sense. Alright, so we're in our live session. So hopefully this guy has some collision. As you can see, he does. So earlier I was walking through it, and now he has collision. So that's something that a lot of people are like, oh, how do I get collision on my item? Like, I have this mesh I found, and I want to use it, but it has no collision. This really sucks. Well, that's how. You just, you know, just go into the static mesh. Get that open. You just go in here, and you can see what it looks like. Make sure that's what the collision you want, and then you can come down to collision and use complex. It's simple. Yeah, a lot of people don't know it. It's kind of crazy. There's also simple collision some items have, and you'll see there's just like a box. You might not like the way it's sitting. I don't know if I can show that real quick, or if it's gonna be a pain in the butt to import in something for that. Let me see. I think I had something in Fab. Where's the Fab tab? That's gone now? What? Maybe it's not in Fab. I don't know what I did with it. The map I'm building, cyber rails. There, I have buildings I have that. Gosh, where is it? I have to clean up my folders. Oh my god, I have to clean up my folders. But I have items in there that have collision, but the collision isn't what I want. Can I? It's not gonna work. Where is my Neon City? How did I lose a whole asset folder? Because when I bought it in and Fab, but it's not there. Anyway, that's how you do collision. That's collision for you. Gosh, where is it? That's really annoying. Do I have anything else that might do it? I should have came more prepared, but I was really hoping people would join and ask me questions, but that didn't happen. That's fine. It's really bugging me, and I shouldn't be worried about it while I'm trying to stream, but it's really just making me mad now at this point. Where's the beach hut? Where's all this stuff I was using on maps recently? I really need to just sit down one day and just clean out this entire thing. Of course, I have no brain. I ain't doing that for some dang long reason. Robot barrier. Where is Neon City? Why are you doing this to me? Did I put it in UEFN? Did I put it in UEFN images for some odd reason? It's hiding from me. Let me try something here. I'll get this one way or another. Copy. Paste. Told you I'd get it one way or another. I gotta show that as a tip next. So anyway, about collision. Let me open this guy up. Hopefully this one's gonna be okay. It's not gonna have its textures on there because I'm not doing all that. I'm just trying to show collision here. But see this simple collision? See the green lines here? That means the players can't walk through here. And maybe if for some reason you want players to walk through here, maybe you're making it a ground level thing. In my map, it was not. The green blocks them from doing that. So that's the simple collision. We look at complex. You see the green lines are going? That means the player's going to be able to go through these pillars. So again, that's why it's good to use complex as simple. So that way players can go through it. So that's just a little collision tip for anyone watching who needs a collision tip. Sweet, finally got that done. Sweet. I was really hoping there would have been a question by now, but of course I knew there probably wouldn't be anybody really watching, unfortunately. Which sucks, but it's fine. Let's show importing a U asset. So that's basically what I just did to get the Neon City in here. So if we look at... Try and find something. Where's the like and favorite stuff I had? Okay. So I got this pack for the like and favorite that people put in their maps, but it was all U asset. So when you get something that's all U asset and you want to use it in your file, you can actually kind of sort of force it to happen, but do be warned that it may cause issues if it's really just bound and determined not to be compatible with your project. And the way you could do that is inside UEFN, you go to the folder you want to put in it. For the sake of this one, I'm just gonna throw it in meshes because I already have that open. So you just right click the folder you want to put the U asset in, and you go to Show and Explorer. So that's gonna open up the folder for this project. And if you look at your folder you have the U asset in, you can kind of like do this. I recommend hitting copy, not dragging and dropping it, because then you're going to lose your main folder for this. But you can hit copy, and then we can paste them all over here. I'm going to close this. You're going to have a pop-up that comes up. It can be harmful to your computer data. If you absolutely trust the method of where this comes from, if you trust everything about it, do this. If you are like even the slightest bit, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I should do this, then don't do it. Remove the assets. I've used this in multiple projects. It's been fine. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it, so I'm going to allow the assets. Again, if you don't trust the source, don't do this. So it just, right there, shows, there it is, everything I need, all the materials. I will, of course, have to put the materials together with the textures and stuff, but there it is for what I want to use it for. Boom, just like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and just delete this whole folder. Another tip, when you're deleting stuff in UEFN, like folders and a bunch of assets, make sure you're updating your redirectors just in case, because there could be some, like, issues when you're trying to use other things or rename things or what have you. And if we ever can get through this, I will show you how to do that. There it goes. So you can go here, right click, update redirector references, and it's going to update and do what it needs to. You may or may not see a pop-up. It's all going to be fine. I don't need to check in. I ain't really doing nothing. Oh, I gotta delete that. There we go. There you go. Cool. Alright. Let's get into some Fortnite devices, and I might just end the stream because this is not going well as I planned. I had a plan, I swear to God, and I almost talked myself out of doing the stream. I really did. I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna stream. I'm not gonna do it. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna look like an idiot. Darn it, I'm looking like an idiot. But I'm gonna try to keep going anyway. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I remember now. I'm gonna write this stuff one day, and we're not gonna be about it. Something I see in a lot of maps is, because I'm playtesting, is people using item spawners and a mutator zone. And the reason you're using the mutator zone is because they don't want items to be laying all over the ground. You're looking at things like your pit maps or free-for-all maps, stuff like that. So they'll get their spawners. I'm gonna use some items. Let's just grab some quick things here and go quick. Alright. First off, something a lot of people don't realize, if you're new to creative, if you're not new to creative, this is going to be like, well, duh. Have this set to 0 for instantly spawning. If you have an island for whatever reason, you don't want it to spawn and you want it to take time, set it. But if you're doing a free-for-all island, please just set this to 0. It's so annoying. And this too, set that to 0. I'm going to actually type it in this time. Controller's annoying. Set it to 0. That will instantly spawn it as soon as the game starts, and then instantly spawn it when someone picks up an item, okay? I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's on. Perfect. And where is... I passed it. Turn the base off so we don't see that, okay? And what a lot of creators will do is they'll get their mutator zone, right? Actually, let me just copy this real quick and do 3 of them. Yeah, that works. They get their mutator zone in, and they'll set it up. Well, that doesn't matter much. They'll set it up so it's on the ground picking up items, right? Let me get a little bit deeper. Or words! I need to stop saying them! Anyway, let me get a little bit smaller. Let's do like 0. It's on the floor. Any items on the floor will get picked up by the zone, right? I'm gonna make it 2 by 2, just so I'm not messing up when I go to show this working. to make your items pick up. If you don't know this, again, this is for everybody that might be new to creative or whatever. What you do is pick up the lifespan this items will pick up. We want it to pick up maybe every 5 seconds. Give time for the player to pick their stuff back up if they change their mind. We don't need to do anything else except please turn that off. VFX. Unless there is a very specific reason you need your players to know that they have entered a mutator zone, turn it off. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drop some items in. There we go. I lagged for whatever reason. Did that not actually go in? Good thing I grabbed extra. There it is. Okay, so we have our items in. We got our mutator zone to pick up items off the ground, right? The other thing people will do is they'll take this mutator zone and cover the whole area. You don't need to, just have it on the ground. So yeah, let's just start the game. Alright, there's our items. You see how they respawn? Because the mutator zone they're sitting on is going to recycle them out every 5 seconds. So let's wait for this one to do it and we'll count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some players don't like that. Like, why is it happening? It's so annoying. I don't want this to happen. Yada, yada, yada. Well, there's no actual for sure way to make it not happen within the devices themselves. Because like I said, the item spawner is just throwing them on the ground and picking them up. What you can do, however, is find some prop in creative. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. I'm going to go... Man, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Cool. I'm going to grab some, like, a floor for it, or maybe a pedestal, or something like that. Something to put the items on. If you're doing, like, a free-for-all map, you might just want it on, like, a floor. So what we'll do... That's not the one I wanted. Let's try that one. I'll make this smaller, so it's like kind of like a lip floor. If that makes sense. And then we'll make it wide. And what we're gonna do before we place it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these 3 item spawners. Grab them. Make sure my drops are off. I'm just gonna kind of pick them up and move them for a second. It's gonna be like our pedestal. The player can walk on it. It's not something they have to jump on. It's very awesome. It's also going to be over top that mutator zone. Right? So now I can walk up. I want it to be like that. We're going to see if that close is going to work or not. But either way, we can walk up on it. So that's cool. It should be fine, though. Give your mutator zone to its height of 0 and you should be fine. We're going to find out together, though. Alright, let's go ahead and start the game. Now, the only downside to this is players who are dropping items. Those items won't get picked up. That's why I recommend, instead of doing this, a different way, and I'll show you that in a second here. So if you have this everywhere and you don't want a bunch of guns everywhere, you can do this, and as you can see, it's going to prevent them. That kind of defeats the purpose of the mutator zone at this point, because I can come in here and just, like, pick up stuff like this, and drop it, pick up a whole bunch of them, and I can drop them, and nothing's going to happen. So that's going to defeat the purpose. Yeah, you could do this, but it's going to defeat the purpose. My recommendation, which will cost you a lot more memory, sadly, but hopefully, you know, using primitive gallery is going to be a lot cheaper for you, is grabbing one of these, and let's put it, like, right there. There. Oops. And there. Okay. This is my recommendation. You don't have to use a block. Use something around the same size as the spawner itself. I think it would be your best bet. So my items are not going to, hopefully, not going to continuously respawn like they did when they were on the floor. And I can grab items and drop them. And that one should go away while the others stay. See? And that's my recommendation to anybody making these, like, pit maps. So you don't have guns constantly going every time the mutator zone picks them up. And it doesn't have to be a block. You can make it like the pedestal, make it nice and clean, something like that. The other way is obviously using item spawners on a wall. You don't have to have them on the wall. Item spawners actually look pretty good on the ground, in my opinion. Get rid of this stuff. Actually, let's leave you there for a second. For the sake of science! Let me get back in here and grab some weapons. Weapons. Just grab some stuff. Alright. Let me go to devices. Item placer. Whatever. So, item placer. This is my other nice, beautiful device I absolutely love. So I can drop this in here. Oh. Did I just crash? No, okay. So as you can see, it's an item placer now. I can just pick it up. I can set it to whatever, whatever I want it to look like, and visual style and all that good stuff, right? And yeah. Actually, I'm actually curious. That doesn't disappear, right? It doesn't, because it's not technically for an item. Yeah, cool. I didn't have that set to respawn. That's not bad. But I think if players use item placers rather than item spawners in pit maps, it would be so much cleaner. On. Let me start that again. This is how I think would be a nice, clean style of, like, pits rather than using, item spawners. And item spawners also have a limit of 100. If you use more than 100, they stop spawning items. I'm not sure if this has a limit, but, one way to find out. Sorry about that, I had to answer something real quick. What was I saying? Yeah, anyway. So I think this would be a cleaner style if pit maps used item placers rather than spawners. I think it just looks cleaner. You don't have to. You can obviously use item spawners. How long do I have that respawn? Okay, so let's count to wait a few seconds here. We're definitely going to wait more than 5 seconds. That's for darn sure. As you can see, it's not going away. It's just sitting here. But when I drop my item, it goes away. So I think this would be a really clean way. And you can show the rarity. You can see it's blinking the purple. Just my opinion there for anybody curious. Things I've seen playtesting that I think could help some creators out with their islands, especially those pit style free-for-all makers. If you're doing it on the wall, you can do the whole item, or you can do an image, or you have image if you're doing it on the ground. You can have like the image face you, which is really, really cool. So if like I wanted to make let me make you drop on the ground. Okay, sorry, things are wrong with me. Let's see, let's put you in here. Let's put, like, I don't know, Dragon's Breath. Let's just grab some random items. It really doesn't matter. It's just for a thing. I'm gonna get my first one set up real quick. I think that's all I want to do to that. I'm gonna do model. Like I said, you can change it to be multiple things, like icon. Let's say I want that to face the camera at all times. You can do that. It's really, really cool. I like it. I'm gonna leave it on icon. Why not? Okay, where are we at? Okay, I'm gonna copy 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you change up the interaction text too, if that's something you want to do. You can also leave it to pick up item. So as you can see, as I move, it's going to constantly face me. It's going to show those rarities off. I don't like that they're clipped in the ground, obviously, so I'm going to actually just pick these guys up by one, because that was silly of me. I think just to make a really cool, like, free-for-all weapon selection for pit-style maps, like having it on the ground. There's no collision, players can run through, they can grab what they want. Let me start the game. Oh, I deleted the mutators then, but it's fine. Did I delete it? I don't know. But they can, you know, grab what they want, and it will respawn them. Obviously, it's not as nice of respawn time as the item spawners, but it's still not that bad. I think it looks really, really clean. So, just some ideas for you guys out there making those free-for-all or pit-style maps or whatever. Some ideas. Alright. I don't think there was much else I really was going to cover on my own. It was, item spawners and alternate paths to using a whole bunch of them, which I covered, and whatnot. Jordy, I didn't even see that you did 133 likes. When did you sneak in? You hiding? You're not even saying hi, you're just gonna spam like and... What? I was thinking about ending the stream. Really short stream, because I have no questions. You're being a lurker? Oh, you're testing my, I like lurkers thing? Okay, I see you. I see you. I was hoping somebody would come in and ask a question by now, but no one did, so I might be ending it. I don't know what else to cover. What else to talk about? I don't know. I don't do keyboard mouse. If you have a question, please ask so I can keep streaming. If not, I'm just going to end it. So we covered batch renaming in UEFN. We covered changing a button's mesh to something custom so it just makes a cleaner look. We covered collision. Alright, have a good night. I'm about to end anyway, Jordy. It's all good. I didn't think the stream was going to do good today anyway, so that's fine. We covered collision, the difference, the how to see how the collision is going to look in a static mesh, and I covered some 1.0. Yes, but it's what I've already showed you, Jordy. So I think you're good. Alright, I think I already what I already showed you. I didn't go in depth to like how to make your own collision or anything like that. That's too complicated for me. Like I know how, but I don't like doing it. And we covered a little quick tip for items on the ground respawning. So I hope that was helpful for somebody. I will probably make shorts out of everything I covered except for the U asset piece because I think I've already made a short for that one. But we'll do little quick shorts for everything I covered in the stream. As far as for like the weapon respawn thing, I don't know if I'll be that short. I don't know. I don't know anymore. You need a refresher on collision? It's so easy, Jordy! What do you mean? It's so easy! Did I already got rid of it. You're lucky. Won't take that long to put in, though. Let me just get something real quick. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you one more time. It's quick and easy. Just bear with me a second as I grab a random building on this thing. Copy. What I'm doing is I'm copying the U asset file over to this one. That way I can use it without having to do a whole migrating thing. It's annoying. So if you've never done that before, and there you go. There's my building. Double click. Alright, collision. So, sorry there's no materials on here. I did not do the materials. So, many options over here. This is the collision option. We're gonna hide this real quick. And we're gonna hide this real quick. This right now is using the complex collision as simple. If you don't know what that looks like, you can click this, and all those purple lines is what's called your complex collision. This is what tries to wrap the best it can around the mesh to block players going through, but allowing them to maybe, you know, if they're able to get through here, they can go through here. I'm glad I picked this one because it helps, and this one to go through here. So complex is usually the one a lot of people like to use. The default for this mesh was actually it's simple. Let me turn that off real quick. The simple. So see these green lines? That's everything the player cannot go through. So they can go through this because there's no green line blocking this open window right here. But they would not be able to go through these bars, these crisscross bars here, because the simple collision is blocking it. So if for some reason you wanted them to go through that, you can see the complex, and like, oh, okay, they can actually go through that. And then we just go over here and go, I'm going to use that as my complex is simple. So that way it's going to be covered. And then I hit save, and that's going to be its default collision. If I bring it into the world, first changes, I will be able to go through it. So, bam! Cute. I don't know what else to cover because I covered all my topics. I need to do this early in the day, and I know I do, but I just know that trying to while Twin's working is impossible to do. And I get nervous. I get nervous, like, streaming with him in the room and him not being a part of it, because I'm like, I'm gonna say something, and he's gonna turn around, he's gonna say something, it's gonna be awkward, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so if you are, if anybody here, what do you mean when you click on your material? Don't click on material. You want to click on this, collision. So this is all, when you're in your, static mesh, you're gonna see these options. Most of the time, they're all drop down automatically. Just, you know, collapse, make them uncollapsed. Go to collision, and then change it here. The only time it shouldn't have this means you couldn't even open it anyway because it's a Fortnite asset. Is this what you're talking about? This this folder here? Because you're not clicking on material. Now, if you're trying to assign the material, that would be this. You don't have this, and it's an actual static mesh that you're working with. It's under general settings. Huh. You're gonna have to, how can I do this? How can I help you? How can you help me help you? Can you compress the asset and, or actually, yeah, compress the, yeah, you can screen record it, but I was just curious if you could compress the asset and then send it to me so I can open it and see what it is. But you don't have to do that. You can screen record it. That's fine. Screen record it. Let me see. It's weird because I've never seen a static mesh not have that. Like, pretty sure every static mesh I've ever brought into Fortnite has had the option. Let's see. Let's like cute robots. Bring him in here real quick. I'm gonna import it correctly. So I just curious. I'm pretty sure he has options, but maybe he doesn't. This is an old thing, something for a map I was gonna do and I didn't do. So I don't mind showing it off. Showing it off. There ain't nothing to show off. Nor that, it's just bones for animation. I don't care about that. Static mesh is the building. Skeleton. Skeleton. Oh, that's the wrong one. Ah! I didn't want that. I didn't want skeleton. It's not skeletal, is it? Huh. Interesting. That's weird. See, now I'm too curious, and this is gonna bug me. What have you done, Jordy? It's gonna bug me now. Ah! It's gonna bug me. Wait for this to delete these things so I can bring in another thing and try it. Now I'm just curious. Whatever. I don't care what it's named. I'm gonna delete it when I'm done with this. You're not here to make a difference. You're not talking about in here, right? In this, you're not talking about it? Because you don't go in here. You don't do it in here. You don't want to do it in here. Which, I don't even see that option in here. You just want to hit import and then hit import all. It's best if you can avoid changing anything in those options. Yeah, I've never seen it not have that. Unless the item itself just doesn't have any collision at all. Like, this has no simple collision. You see how it's simple and nothing showed up? But it does have complex. In that case, you're gonna have to build your own collision around it, and that's all these options here. Wait, this whole panel's not there? The whole details panel? Oh my gosh. You go to Windows and you hit details. And it should pop up. Like if I close this, window, details. Boom. So if you open it and it looks like this, go to window, details. I did? How did I help you out so much? That's probably it. Yeah, check that out. Make sure your details panel is actually visible. I was about to say, I've never seen a static mesh not have collision changes available for it. Yes, small details matter. Sweet. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, I know what I can do. We'll do this for the stream, if my computer doesn't crash. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna show you guys. Some things in your creative map. Awesome. Sounds good. I hope I'm not disappointing you by not uploading anything. Or whatever. That's what this stream's all about, though. Like, getting those little questions answered, or wanting me to make a tutorial on something. I'm here. Why won't my folders do correct? I don't understand it. We're gonna just call this emotes. So, something you see in a lot of people's maps is, Fortnite characters in the game, and when you interact with them, they do an emote, or, you know, stuff out. So yeah, they do an emote or whatever. This can be done with the devices in Fortnite, but let's say you want to do something more. Let's say you want to make the character do something different than that. What you do is you would open this app called FortPort. If you do not have Fortnite porting, Google it. You can find the way to download it and run it and everything else. I'm going to run it and hopefully everything's going to go fine. I haven't opened porting in a while, so. Fortnite porting, what it is created by a developer called Half. And it has pretty much a ton of assets from Fortnite in it. To include characters, skins, emotes. I gotta update it. That's funny. Anyway. It has different things. Yes. like emotes, backlinks, skins, maybe stuff that you need, like a player build that isn't an actual true player build. Fort porting has a lot of stuff that you can use there. It's a huge... what is it doing? Why can't I... Okay, there it goes. Anyway. It has a huge library. When you open it, it, you know, has a bunch of stuff on here. A lot of your render artists use Fortnite porting. But it can also be used in your UEFN maps. So, after it finishes doing all this stuff. There it goes. Oh, it's gonna do it again. Okay, that's fine. I haven't used this in a while, so there might be some updates and stuff I gotta do. Bear with me. Okay, so we can click on assets, and what that's going to give us, as you can see here, we have Fall Guys, we have Festival, we have Gameplay, we have Creative, and we have Cosmetics. And so you can come in here and you can choose a whole bunch of different things here. And you want to like a certain skin in your game. You click on the outfits. Why is it taking forever to load? I'm not going to be downloading any today. I'm going to just show you. I don't know, because it could be so annoying. This feels like this would be a whole video, but it's fine. There's videos out there that show how to do this, and I'm just gonna. Why is this taking forever to load? Gotta be patient as we wait. It'll load eventually. Yeah, directly to UEFN. I don't know that that's actually going to be possible. What flavor am I drinking? Watermelon. New flavor I haven't tried yet. It's taking way too long. But anyway, when you click on it, I just want anything to load right now. I don't know why it's not. It's probably because I'm running too much right now. All the skins will come up. All the skins will come up in here that are available in Fortnite porting that he has. You can search the skins. You can filter the skins. All that good stuff. Sort them. Everything. It's really awesome. You find the skin you want. Can't show it because it's taken 7 years to load for some dang reason. It's probably because I'm streaming, like I said. Thank you for subscribing! You rock! Don't know why my notifications aren't coming up, but thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Alright, we're not gonna wait for it anymore. When you get it, the one, you export it to Blender, and while you're in Blender, you export it from Blender as an FBX file, okay? I will maybe one day do a video on it, but like I said, there's videos out there right now you can see of them doing it themselves. So let's say I want the Blackheart skin, because it's one that I have right now, to do a face palm. Oh, wait, don't go there. Sorry. Open this folder. I made it mad. Open this folder! That's different. Gotta choose a skeleton. I'm just gonna choose a mannequin because they should be boned the same. Usually it just imports it, and that's fine. What did it do? I may have broke it. I broke it. Where's the skeleton? Okay, please ignore everything that's happening right now because I don't know what just happened. Oh, that's just the animation! I need to get Blackheart first. 1 second. I forgot when I did Blackheart, I did him different than all the others because I wanted to do something different. Which one did I choose first? Oh no. I have him wave first. One of them has crap, man. Maybe this is a bad one to do. One of them has his skeleton and one of them doesn't. This must be it. It's a skeleton mesh. God bless my soul. There it is. Okay. So you get the one you want. You grab an emote. Now, when you're grabbing the emotes, some of them for some reason lately, when you do the emotes that have items that come out, the items don't download. I don't know why. So you're kind of limited right now, not unless it's been fixed. But the materials will come in blank. In the folder, one of the folders that you get, you can copy it from I don't know if this is the right one. No, it's female. You can copy it from Blender. I probably don't even have it anymore. We're gonna put our skeleton in here. I'm not gonna do materials. Like I said, I'll do a whole detailed video if you need to. I just want to show you guys how to do the animations, okay? Alright, so here's our little guy here. And now, how do we get him to do this wave or whatever emote that you have? Well, you can do animation to play and he'll just keep doing it forever. Or you can make it play a certain way, which we're gonna do with level sequencers. Sequences, whatever. Sorry I'm jumbled around. I actually was not planning on doing this tonight, but that's fine. So you open cinematics, level sequence. LS wave, right? We're gonna open this up. Let's make it a little bit smaller, okay? Now, I'm clicked on Blackheart already, so I can hit add. Actors distinguisher add Blackheart, right? Now there's an animation option because it recognizes it. And we're gonna add an animation, and you're gonna see the one that you have down here. Why do I have two? That makes me nervous, but we're just gonna do that. Let's shorten this up. And then we're gonna play and make sure it works. Boom, there it is. See how that's like a different wave than your traditional ones like that? Alright. We're gonna save. Okay. Now, how do we get him to play it when we want? Simple, easy, I promise. It's gonna be like, what? We can do it different ways. I'm gonna do it the trigger way. Something to set it off, right? You can put a button near him. You can do trigger, you can do a zone, whatever. We're gonna do trigger. And we're gonna do the cinematic sequence. Okay. Let's just do some things. I'm gonna leave it visible. I'm gonna leave everything on. Cool. In the cinematic sequence device, we want it to play our cinematic that we made. So we go over to sequences, clear my search out. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to put it in there by hitting this one button, or you can click and drag, whatever works for you. And so now this cinematic is going to play that. We don't want it to autoplay. This is something the player is going to trigger. If you want it to just automatically play, you can do that. If you want it to keep doing this weird wave the whole time, you can loop the playback, whatever. You can make you can change the visibility of the cinematic, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to leave it everything as it is. No loop, no autoplay. But I want it to play. I'm going to hit this thing. This eyedropper here makes life easier because you can just click on the device you want, by the way. From the trigger, untriggered. So what I did is I added the array for play function. I grabbed this eyedropper and picked the trigger, untriggered. I'm going to save. Like I said, there's no material on them right now. This is just for a tutorial. I'm not trying to kill myself tonight. We're going to save and I'm going to push and we're going to see him working. In Tropical One Shot, you can actually see my Blackheart here doing a wave, a face palm, a nod. He does a whole bunch of different stuff depending on the questions or answers that he gives. It's pretty cool. And we even have a cinematic camera that zooms in on his face too. And only person that can see it is the person who triggers it. This right now is for everyone because we're doing that. Let's push the changes. Ooh. It's good. These are really good, Jordy, these circles. But man, I have this flavor on like 3, or if I leave it on 1 or 2, I don't really taste it. I'll start it on 3 when I first use it. And by like the 3rd bottle, I'm out. Not even that. Because I have to keep turning the dial up because I don't taste it anymore. It's sad. So I don't know. I am happy I'm drinking more water. I just feel like I'm flying through these filters. This is my 5th filter since I started drinking circles. Oh no, I guess they're not too bad. And they're not that expensive. We are gonna watch Blackheart wave if we ever get it to go. And after this, unless somebody shows up with a question, I am gonna go. Hi, Jay. How's it going? Thanks for being subbed. Appreciate ya. Aw, you trying to do a sub for sub. So if I look at my subscribers list, you're gonna show up there? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Don't lie to me, Jay. You wouldn't lie to me, would you? Would you? Would you, Jay? If I look to your channel, does it have to do anything with Fortnite? That's the other thing. Cause... Or are you gonna be a bot channel? I'll be a bot channel. Alright, alright, alright. Let's see if you're subscribed to me. Test is coming. Well, isn't that just sad? Alright, thanks, Shorty! Jay, my guy. Why would you lie to me like that, Jay? Why would you lie to me like that, bro? Anyway, let's get back to work here, shall we? Cool. Alright, let's check this thing out. Like I said, I'll try to do a tutorial on how the whole process. I'm not the best at it and it can be a bit daunting, but if you have patience, it works. Alright. And there he goes. He waves. He waves. He waves. Just like that. Just as good as the character device, but the character device is very limited on what characters you choose, even though they have opened it to more characters. But the emotes are limited on the emotes, but that's as simple as it takes. You can have this play however way you want, an autoplay, whatever. And yeah, sweet deal. You have audio, if you want like audio to go with it, like him saying hi at the same time. I don't have audio to put with it, but what you would do is, you would add it in here, you would add audio sync, and audio track, sorry. That was Patchwork. Audio track, and then you choose the track you want. So, yeah. You can be like, hello, or whatever, and it'll play with the cinematic. I don't have audio to add to this, so. I do in Cyber Rails, it's going to be coming out soon. When the game starts, you hear me in a weird voice going, ready, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's done through the sequencer, so it's very cool. It's very, very awesome to use. He's not rendered in properly, Jordy, because I didn't add his materials. To add his materials, I'd have to go find his folder that he's in, which is going to take me a bit. Like I said, I can do a full in-depth tutorial on how to find it. I thought his, maybe he's in downloads. Maybe he's in downloads. Let's go downloads. Let me get this off here. There's some stuff you might not want to see on there. I'm just saying, So I just got female characters in here. It's not showing me Blackheart's stuff. I don't know why. I don't know where Blackheart's folder is right now. I don't know where his folder is right now. May have accidentally done something with it, I don't remember. But I will write that down as a tutorial to do, importing your own characters, but there is tutorials out there on how to do this. But if you really want me to make one, I can do that. But there is tutorials on how to import your own characters and how to go through the whole Blender process. Even if you have no idea how to use Blender or like your own modeling, don't worry, you don't have to know how. It's just a matter of getting the right files. Like, I'm gonna do this anyway, aren't I? Fortnite doesn't want to open, and that's what I find annoying. It doesn't want to load anything. You can download Blender for free. It's a free download. When you know, just get rid of all this stuff. Yeah, I'll just make a tutorial. This is gonna take forever. But if you go in here and you look at like we have an asset in here. There's a texture paint option, and it'll have all of its textures here, and you can hit open, and it'll open where that is in here. So that's how you get the textures, and you have to import those into the project and then apply them also. I'll make a tutorial. It'll be easier that way than me sitting here trying to do it on a live stream and fumble around. I don't think there's much else I can cover. I did the sequences that I talked to Dory about before. Whoops. I'll delete this stuff later. It's fine. End the game. Alright, well, that's gonna... I'll be waiting for that, yeah. It's gonna take forever. It's... definitely... like I said, you can download Blender for free. You gotta do a whole sync thing with Fortnite porting. It pretty much can walk you through most of that itself. But after you get everything installed, you just find the outfit you want, you export it to Blender, you go to texture paint, and you open the folder so you can copy and paste it when you import the textures that you need, and you put the textures onto the materials. It is a game, a lot of times, of getting the textures on correctly. Sometimes you'll have the textures facing, especially Blackheart here. I feel like he had like so many textures, and I could not get him right for the life of me to import. Like if I'm not gonna do it. Stop making me want to do other things. But yeah, it could be a game of finding the right one that goes in the right places. A lot of your textures will have an ND, have an N. It'll have nothing, an N, an M, an R, an S, or a D. Sometimes it'll have an AO. They pretty much match with your materials on the side. Like I said, I'll cover that in the tutorial as well. If you ever have assets you import and you need to attach the materials to that. But if there's nothing else, I guess I will go because it is puppy dinner time. I had to lock him in the room because right before I went live, he decided he was going to chase the cat. And I said, nope, we ain't doing that while I'm live, sir. No, sir, be Baba Rooney. And it's hot in here, so. Not the, like, I know I was kind of, like, all over the place. It was the first time doing this. Hopefully by the time I do this next, I'll have some, questions to answer from people and can get into this. If I don't between now and then I don't know if I'll do this again. But I don't know. I want to help people find the little tiny things that they might not know in Fortnite Creative, so hopefully that was somebody here tonight learned something new. Whether it was batch renaming or button mesh replacing or collision, mutator zones with the item spawners or what have you. I hope it helps somebody. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's all good, Jordy, no problem. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody that comes by and watches. And I really love hearing that I helped somebody out there. So honestly, the only reason I'm still doing half of this is because I want to help people. It can be rough, but I'm trying. Thank you guys. Hopefully I will be live tomorrow night. We weren't live last night because I ended up dozing off a little bit near the time I was supposed to go live, and yeah, we missed it. When we looked at it, was 9 o'clock, we're like, oh, we messed up, so we just gotta get on track. New season coming out this Friday. Hope everybody's excited for it. I don't know if I'll be streaming it or not, but make sure you have notifications on either way. Tomorrow night is Call of Duty night, so if Twins doesn't play, I'll probably go play by myself. Either way, come by and watch, okay? New season, like, don't know, all that good stuff. Sunday back, playtesting some maps, and then we may or may not do a Minecraft Monday. Excited for that. Notifications on, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, all that good stuff. And as always, guys, thank you so much for being awesome. I will see you the next time. Bye!